It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Prepare ship for light speed!
No, light speed is too slow.
Light speed too slow? Prepare ship for ludicrous speed! Fasten all seatbelts! Seal all entrances and exits! Close all shops in the mall!
Now hear this! Ludicrous speed!
Sir, hadn't you better buckle up?
Now buckle this! My brains are going into my feet! Bullshit! Just stop this thing! I order you! Smoke if you got 'em.
Titus, I'm bored.
The boy is hotter than hot.
It's all in the reflexes. He's back. Good morning, Valhalla. How the hell are y'all? I'm alive. God help me. Feels like I have ants crawling around under my eyeballs this morning. Oh, shit. Good morning, everybody. How the hell are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's great to see y'all. What is up, Jester, over on the Rumbles? I cannot get Rumble to pull up this morning. I'm going to try again. I tried earlier. It would not pull up the chat. It wouldn't do shit. So I'm going to, I know Jester's over on the Rumbles. I will try again. Yeah, it says like nobody's there. It's so, God help me, man. It can be such a bitch. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to try and make sure that stays there. At least it's coming up on the board and I can see it. I can see what it says. So good morning, everybody. It's good to see y'all. I'm alive. That's right. He's alive. Alive. Oh, God help me. So yeah, I got like, I don't know if you can see it. You can see like the spot up in the eyeball. The left is just as bad. Oh, and I still don't have good vision, but what are you going to do? I'm not going to sit here and bitch about that for an hour. No eye patch, no sunglasses. Not yet. We'll see what happens on Friday. I may be wearing one on Friday. But right now it is draining and feels like I've got ants crawling around behind my eyeballs. So, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and bitch about how this feels. It sucks. It really sucks. It itches. It's very uncomfortable, but what are you going to do? And I think it's because they gave me the stronger medication. So they did do that. They did upgrade me to the good shit and got me off the generic crap. So I got 2 shots, 1 in each eye. They also completed the registration so that I don't have to pay for it. I just pay for the doctor's visit. So that is why they gave me the shitty, ants in my balls. Yeah. It's an itch. It's a hot itch. The eyes itch and burn. So it's like trying to, like you're trying to blink it out. I cannot touch them I can't touch them because of infection. So the only thing I can do is use these like disposable, or these really quick disposable eye drops. Anyway, it sucks, but hey, you know what? If over time I can see, time to get those cadaver eyes for Loki. Yeah, yes. As long as I can see, if this gives me my sight back, I will deal with this once a month until they push me to 3 or 4 times a year. But basically, I'm stuck. I have to do this for the rest of my life if I want to see. So generic shit doesn't work. Yeah, my eyes are so generic that shit doesn't work. Yep. It sucks, but oh well. So what I've been looking around the past couple of days, and it's good to see everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And we got a $5 super chat from Jedi Master Lost in Space and Sci-Fi Classics, guys. If you haven't subscribed to him, make sure you're subscribed to him. Ring that bell. They was doing Lost in Space last night with Snowdub and his usual co-host, and they were talking about the Kurt Russell episode where Kurt joins the cast of Lost in Space, the original black and white Lost in Space. And Kurt's got such a crazy history working with Elvis. You know, his first acting job was with Elvis, and he thought it was really cool that he was getting paid to kick Elvis. I'm getting paid to kick Elvis. And then after that, he felt so bad about it because Elvis was such a good guy that he bought him a birthday present and took it to the set and gave it to him. That's when Elvis was like, nothing's gonna happen to this kid. This kid's like under my protection. And Elvis absolutely loved his ass. So it's really cool to go back and see all that stuff. And all that's over on Jedi's channel. So go check it out. I'm not going to ruin anything. I'm not going to talk about the show. just go over to Jedi's channel and check that out. Snowdub was there last night until he went and did his own show. Absolutely wonderful. Really, really cool place to hang out and just talk old sci-fi and old shop. So thank you so very much for that $5 super chat, Jedi. This one is just for you. And we're going to burn some shit down this morning because that's just the way I feel. So let's go! And thank you, Jester. It's just aggravating as shit, dude. It's really what it is. It's not like super painful. It's just aggravating as shit. I'm constantly using these like special eye drops that come in like one little. Literally, it's like one eye. They can do one eye. There's enough in them to do one eye, and then I gotta open up another one, twist the top off, and do the other eye. It's just it's aggravating and tiresome, but I have to use those. I can't use like regular, just like clear eyes. I can't use that. So it's just a pain in the ass. It's one giant pain in the ass. But if I get sight back in my left eye, it's worth it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna deal with it, and we're gonna deal with it and get through it. Eris, of course, is like, try to baby me and do you need this? Do you need that? I'm like, oh my God, I'm okay. I'm okay. I will be okay. It's just there's moments like this morning where it's just like, I just want to reach in and rip my eyeballs out because they're itching and they're burning. And I'm just like, ugh, and I can't touch them. I cannot touch my eyes because of infection. But we're going to we're moving over. I want to show you guys this because I out of everything that is going on lately, this takes the cake. So we're going to talk about this and we're going to get into this because there's a couple of situations I see that are either both are happening, one's happening, but something is freaking going on here. Mother pulls all 6 of her children out of a raging house fire. She gets burns over 93% of her body. You can look this up for yourself. This is true. I believe she's in like Sweden. When I researched this the other night, I'm pretty sure they said she's in Sweden. Runs back in to get all 6 of her kids out of the house. She goes back in 3 times. Burns cover 93% of her body to save her children, right? They do a GoFundMe, and she gets $42,000 for this GoFundMe to help with medical bills, whatever, yada, 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 right? And you're like, well, that's $42,000 she didn't have, Logan. It's true. It's absolutely true. But for a mother, you would think that women would come out of the woodwork to support this one, right? Women would come out of the woodwork to support this woman. Well, there's a problem. There's a really big problem. And what's going on, Pacific? It is good to see you, brother. Good morning. It is a mad, mad world. It is. Other women cannot relate to this woman. Say what? Loki. Other women can't relate to this woman because they wouldn't have. And that makes them feel bad. That makes them feel bad about themselves. I cannot relate to this human being. She risked her own life to go back in and save her children. She got burns over 93% of her body to go back in and save her children. And yet, women can't relate to her because they wouldn't have. These other women, these other mothers that want to strangle their children, they can't relate to this woman who put her own life in jeopardy to save her children. So what happens? It doesn't go viral. Hardly anybody hears about it. It just stays buried because no one's out there talking about it. No one's out there promoting it. No one's out there saying, my God, this woman almost burned herself alive to death to save her kids. Whereas Lindsay Clancy strangles her 3 children with exercise bands. She gets over $1 million. Why? Why is that? Can they relate to her? Yes, they can. That's the crazy shit. Is that they can relate to the psycho killer. Why? Because they've all wanted to strangle their kids at one point in time. They've all had that thought. They may not have done it. They may not have done it. But at one point they wanted to. At one point they thought about it. Have you ever heard a mother say, I should have strangled you the day you were born? I have. You're just a bunch of animals. I have. I can't believe you came out of me. I have. That's some evil shit. So they can relate to her. They can see themselves and sympathize with her because they could be her. What does that tell you about the media? Oh, yeah, but it's not just the media. It's the women that see eye to eye with her. That go, that could have been me. I wanted to strangle my little brats the second they were born. These are the women that are like, abortion's okay. Abortion should be all the way up to term. Abortion should be, at any point. And now it's abortion up to till they're teenagers. Oh, we should be able to do whatever because they came from us. We own them. No. You shouldn't say other women. Obviously, there are thousands of crazy women that fantasize about not having kids, just like there are thousands of subs for people on YouTube that make us science. It's a clown world. Putin, I believe you're the one who brought up the particle accelerator shit. Or the Mayan calendar, whatever it was. This is what happens. This is where we're at. Why? Because it's a lot easier to say I can relate to someone that is bad and evil, that's a liar, that took out her own children. They can see eye to eye with this woman because they've either had an abortion or they've had those thoughts after they've had a kid, or they just don't want to take care of their children. Ugh. The eye rolling. Why do I have to do this horse shit? And this is Walter makes a point. But they still thought about it. So they can relate. They can relate to this woman who actually did it. Why is the disparity so huge? $42,000 for a woman that ran into a burning building to save her children, compared to $1 million. It's not just the news, people. It's the intentions and the bullshit behind these women that support her. Look at the trial. Look at the trial. Look at the women that showed up. Look at the women that are related to her and members of her family that are smiling in court. The grin, the ear-to-ear grin, the crazy, yeah, I'm here in court to support Lindsay. They all float down here, Georgie. And yeah, the world has gone mad. The world has gone mad. Yeah, I didn't remember whether it was a particle accelerator because we talk about that all the time too. And the fact that they're just nuts. They're just nuts. Morality plays a role in everything. Morality tells you, hey, don't steal that from the store. Don't stab this person in the heart over a seat under a tent. But if you don't care, if you've glorified violence, if you're like, I'm going to lick the blood off the blade, you've already lost. Because you're feeding into this whole thing that's just, you don't care. Life means nothing. Life means nothing to you. And you've been taught that. Tiny assassins, yes. Tiny assassins. These women made up the theory that the father, trained the children, an 8-month-old as well, to be tiny little assassins and take her out. And she was just defending herself. And how much of this is paid for by other countries wanting to start shit? How much of that GoFundMe came from China because they want to glorify this and they want other women to follow because it creates chaos in our country. It creates violence in our country. Hey, let's encourage the blacks to hate the whites. Let's encourage the whites to hate the blacks back. Let's encourage the Chinese to hate the blacks. Let's encourage the blacks to hate the Chinese. Let's encourage these people to go after these people. How much of it is planted and how much of it is real? And the press doesn't want to look into it because if the press actually spoke the truth, we wouldn't know what the fuck to do with ourselves. Divide and conquer. Blacks and Koreans. What's the father doing? The father is going into court and lost his mind, dude. If you listen to anybody that talked about the 911 call that he made, he called 911 when he found her, when he found Lindsay laying outside their house. She had jumped out of the second-story window and she was laying there broken. He calls the cops when he finds her and he's like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And you can hear her on the phone call say, the children are in the basement. When he went down there, anyone that was actually in court could tell you the horrified reaction was on another level. It was like from another world. He never imagined he would go in there and find that. What was he doing to her, Loki, that made her do this? You know what he was doing? He was staying home to help with the kids. He hired a nanny to help her with the children. He passed up opportunities of wealth so that he could take care of her and be there so she did not have to do this all alone. This is not the story of a woman that was left to her own devices and lost it. No matter how much the press or other women would lead you to believe. What happened was she spent all day tricking him and lying to him, knowing full well she was going to do what she was going to do. She intentionally got him out of the house to go and get Pedialyte so she could have an hour to take out her kids. Whereas the woman on the left, the mother of 6, who ran into a raging house fire and burned herself over 93% of her body, sacrificed almost everything, including her life, to save her kids. One woman gets ignored because none of these women can relate to her. I would not have done that. I would not have run back in the house. And they are ashamed. They are ashamed of themselves. They're not going to do anything about it, but they're ashamed of themselves. So what do? They see this woman, Lindsay Clancy. They say, I can relate to her. I've wanted to strangle my kids before. I can relate to her. Let's give her money. Let's find sympathy in that. And what do you have? You have guys that are literally leaving their fiancés and shit all because they support this crazy woman. People are calling these men crazy. Since women got the vote, their single focus has been on the right to kill their children. Imagine constantly pushing for abortion, constantly pushing up until the day they are born, we should be able to abort them. And now there are women saying that those children belong to them like they are an object, and women should be able to abort them after that. After birth abortions. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry, but I cannot. The whole thing's illogical, Putin. It's not just that. All of it's illogical. Premeditated in one case, risking her own well-being in another to save the one she loved. She set her husband up to not be there, to give her time to do this. And we're entertaining this whole fantasy that she didn't know what she was doing. She was not in control of her own actions, that she had a fugue state where I saw what I was doing, but I couldn't control myself. You planned this. You planned it. What bigger issue have women pushed since getting the vote? Prohibition, maybe. Abortion. Abortion is the single biggest push for what women are voting for. Our bodies, our choice. But it's not just your body. It's not just your body. It's the body you're responsible for that is living inside you that you are going to murder. Well, Loki, if we didn't have that, the population and blah, 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 blah. No. There are hundreds of thousands of couples out there that cannot have children, that would love to adopt a baby. You know, getting to adopt a baby is one of the rarest things because they abortion. You're more likely to get an 8 or 9-year-old that's completely fucked up, that has been treated horrendously, than you are to get a baby to raise from birth. Why? Why would you be okay with that? What if we didn't have nukes or guns or psychiatrists? It's all mad. We live in a mad world. That's why they call it mad, mutual assured destruction. You want to get me off on a tangent, we'll talk about nukes. And it's all right, dude. It's a heavy conversation. I don't blame you. It's especially a heavy conversation for 8 a.m. Skull, my friend. Have a good day. I don't blame you for bailing. I get it. There are things that I am absolutely uncomfortable with. And this pushes that boundary. Which is why I'm sitting here talking about it. Skull, brother.
Spartans! What is your profession?
One of my best friends was adopted. Old Gamer 72 Cutlass says my son-in-law was adopted as a baby. My good friend, my very good friend, I don't know if he'd want me to say it or not, but a very good friend of mine that you all know that has been on the channel was adopted. And he got a wonderful family. And he grew up knowing he was adopted. He grew up knowing he was adopted. Adoption's there. It's possible. Let's abort the moms and keep the kids. A lot of people feel that way. Women have aborted more lives than were lost in all the wars put together. And we go right along with it. We go right along with it because their body, their choice. Their body, their choice. Your body, your choice, Gun Bunny, right? My migraine is getting worse, so I'm out. Your body, your choice, right? In my opinion, abortion is murder. It's that simple. I used to be pro-choice. I still kind of am. The only choice is in contraception. To have protected sex or not. If you truly don't want kids, then no sex. You know, when I was looking at what I was going to do today, I was watching this video, and this chick, I was going to do a cop video. And this chick was so drunk, she couldn't talk right. She couldn't walk right. I'm pretty sure she was on somas because she was doing the soma shuffle. If anybody knows what that is, where they shake you and they can't. She wasn't just drunk. She was on pills. When you do whatever you want, it doesn't matter. You can get away with whatever because excuse. As well as being as a well-hung man, abortion is never my decision. I won't force people to live under Sharia law. Where Jimmy Cat? Oh, but Loki, they don't have any of my size. Well, either you've got a micro peen or it's too big for school. And apparently Putin has one that's too big. You can still get freaking what are they called? Trojan Titans or whatever the fuck they're called. You still get the big boys. Arwen is super green. And shout out to Arwen. She hasn't been feeling well lately. We love you, girly. I hope you feel better soon. I hope you get better soon. I don't know if we're going to see her on Friday. I do know we're going to have a special guest in Daryl the Derelict. And that these same women admire Bonnie Blue as being empowered by her OF disgusting account. Yes, they do. Do you know why? Because she's being her true self. She's being her true self. Well, let me tell you what that is called. That is called being a loose whore. That is what that is called. And yes, prayers for Arwen. Prayers for Arwen. I hope you get better soon. If you're watching this, I hope you see this. If not, I really do hope you feel better soon. It sucks being sick. It absolutely sucks being sick. But that's why. Why would you do that? Why would it? She didn't have to do that. She had a support system. She had people there that are there for him. She had people that were looking to her going, hey, we're here to help. It's not like she didn't have help. She had more help than any of these other women. Imagine if the woman on the left had someone to help her run in the building and save the kids. Maybe she wouldn't have burns over 93% of her body because she had help. She had someone in there fighting with her. Lindsay Clancy had help. She is not some horrible victim. When we start looking at the perpetrators of these crimes and calling them victims, we have lost our way. We have lost everything that used to define us because she is not a victim. She is the villain in the story. Lindsay Clancy is the villain. She's not a hero for mothers. She didn't run into a burning building to save her kids. She strangled them. And if you get uncomfortable, if you're like, oh my God, the headache from knowing that this woman is a villain, not a hero. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe check your priorities. Maybe go to church. Maybe check into a clinic yourself and get some help because something is wrong with you if you think this woman is a hero and the woman on the left you can't relate to. Oh, I can never run into a burning building to save my own kids. And Bonnie Blue is a walking petri dish. If you look up to that woman and you say, oh my God, I want to be just like Bonnie Blue one day, you have a problem. If you go, well, I know one day I'm going to strangle my little ones, maybe don't have children. It's a choice. Oh, but I was married and it's expected now. No. You make those decisions. Every single decision made was hers. To doctor shop, to shop through all these doctors, to medication shop, to sit there and hop to try and get the medication she wanted and then not take them. This was all her choice from A to B to C to D. You met a man, you fell in love, you got married, you decided to have children. These choices were not made for you. These choices were not forced on you. Isn't she a midwife or something? She was a nurse, I believe. I believe she was an actual nurse, an actual RN. But fact check me. I might not be right about that. I know she had something to do with nursing. Lindsay Clancy had access to more help than anyone else. She was a nurse. She knew doctors. If she couldn't get the help she needed, then it isn't possible for anyone to get the help they need. It's that simple. It's that simple. She had nannies. She had a husband that would stay home and help. She had a support system. Everyone was there to help her and hold her hand. And yet she still did this. And now she sits in court eating candy while they talk about what they're going to do with her because she thinks everything's going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to live a life after this. This is only part of the journey. And you may have to tell yourself that after you do something like this. You may have to tell yourself that. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do this. Child blank by XY equals monster. By an XX hero? I brought it up before. I brought it up a few days ago. Yeah. Believe all women. I did it. Don't believe her. Yeah. It's okay to take out your baby if you were raped. It's okay to kill your baby if you're a little stressed out. It's okay. It's all right. Let me scroll down here because I know I got it in here somewhere. Oh, maybe I don't. Holy shit. Maybe I didn't save it. The Chris Benoit analogy of what she did compared to what Chris Benoit did. There is no difference. There is absolutely no difference. But we're supposed to treat her differently. We're supposed to look at her with pity. Why? Because these women see themselves in her. They can't see themselves in the mother that saved your kids. Hold on, what did Putin say? Male to female murder rate is 71, obviously, but we'll also look at the racial divide of that murder. Look at who commits most of those murders. And that's racist, y'all. That's a Yahtzee thing to say is look at the racial divide of who does what. I'm sorry. The statistics are undeniable. It is undeniable. Black on black violence. Nobody in the United States murders as many black people as other black people. And they'll deny it. They'll throw fits about it. They say, oh, that's not true. It's the police. No. You know your chance of meeting a crooked cop is far greater than meeting a man that's going to jump you in the middle of nowhere and try and rob you. Why? Because they don't care. They do not care. They just want what they want. And what does that come down to? That comes down to selfishness. That comes down to selfishness. That comes down to greed. That comes down to I deserve what I want more than anyone else. And thank you so much, Dean, for your member chat. Thank you. 53 months as a warrior of Midgard. Thank you, guys. The memberships keep the channel alive and keep the channel going. If you don't like me, get rid of the memberships. Because the memberships keep the channel up. It keeps the StreamYards paid. It keeps us going week after week after week. So thank you so much, Dean. This one's just for you, brother. Long live the fighters. Skull!
Long live the fighters!
And we end up in dumbass situations like this with people like this that just don't. We can get into the Carmelo Anthony shit, the texts. Let me tell you something about this guy. They kept all the evil shit he did before this out of the trial. And they did it for a very specific reason. We don't want anybody to look at this boy like he was a killer. We don't want anything negative coming out about this boy. And they made an under-the-table handshake deal to hide shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about anything else besides the fact that they hid all this and agreed to hide all this. Well, we were trying to keep the racial tensions down to a minimum. You hid facts of the case that went to his mindset before he murdered Austin Metcalf. You hid that. You kept those to yourself. When he's talking about licking blood off the blade after he murders somebody, when he's talking about all the shit he's going to do, when he's talking about shooting his girlfriend and telling her, how many holes do you want coming out of you when I blast your sorry ass? They leave out the stalking. They leave out all the bad shit this kid was doing. Why? Because the defense say we're going to call Austin a racist. We're going to call Austin a racist. Have you listened to what Snowdub says about like the shit that comes out of Snow Kid's room? They all talk shit to each other. They all run their mouths. This generation is just a bunch of shit talking kids that don't care what they say. Why don't they care what they say? Because they have been engineered to believe that you can never say any of this shit. Now, all that is done is push them over the edge into, I don't give a shit what I say anymore. I can say whatever I want to. The pendulum has swung with a different generation. Thank you so much, Olds Gamer 72 Cutlass, who has gifted 5 Stone Loki memberships. Thank you, brother, so very much. Grandfall just became a member. Boomstick Rebel, my boomstick, just became a member. Ernie 1105 just became a member. Fenrir Fire, dude, I haven't seen Fenrir in forever. Fenrir, if you're out there chilling, watching this, a lot of love. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. And COD, yeah, I can't. I just can't. Slotsky, Yatsky, Yekovich, I have no idea. But Cody, we'll just call you Cody. Cody, thank you. Thank you so very much, guys. And thank you, Old Gamers 72 Cutlass, brother, for the memberships. This one is just to you. Welcome to the Viking Horde. Go! It is sad that Lindsay needed help. The fact that she needed help is a reason. It's not an excuse. There's no excuse for murder. There are justifications, but no excuse. She needed help from doctors that were doing video conference calls, dude. They prescribed her psychotics. They prescribed her medication given to psychotics over a telephone call. Okay, so they do their little video call on the internet And she prescribed her psychotics without actually ever seeing her in person, without actually sitting down and talking to her in person. I can't imagine that. You're a psychiatrist. You have a degree in psychiatry, and you are prescribing psychotics to a woman you've never seen in person. 12 different visits online. Never seen her in person. She has 12 visits with her online. And in the middle of all that, prescribes her antipsychotics. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Oh, well, she's a woman and she feels closer to this other woman, even though they've only ever talked to each other over the internet. Let me tell you something. I would not psychoanalyze someone over the internet. You just don't. Someone you've never met, someone you've never sat down and talked to in person, you don't do things like this. You can blame COVID for it. You can blame whatever you want to. But the reality is you do not prescribe antipsychotics to someone that is not in a mental hospital dealing with the bullshit. Now, believe it or not, there are hospitals for women like this. The problem is she checked herself in and she checked herself out. There was never a court order that put her in a unit. There was never, ever a court order that put her in a unit. It was always her. I'm going to go in and then I'm going to come back out. Actions have consequences. That's what people have forgotten. Playing the victim has caused fatigue and hidden those who really need help. It's not just that, dude. It's their get out of jail free card. Carmelo Anthony was a victim. He was a victim of bullying. He was just a good young boy. He was just a good boy that didn't do nothing wrong. That boy didn't do nothing. You have allowed people to make excuses for killers. You have allowed people to make excuses for murderers that murder their own children. This is what you have done. Did we not have souls before we came out of the womb? We do. You know what the most innocent human beings on the planet are? It's not any particular race. It's not any particular person. It's babies. When you are born, you are the most innocent you will ever be when you are born. You cannot protect yourself. You cannot guard against people hurting you, and you rely completely 100% on the people that welcomed you into this world, your mother and your father. That is the most innocent thing in this world, is a baby. And you're taking them out left and right without any thought of what's that is going to do long term. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. There's nothing more innocent than a child, than a little baby that has no way to defend itself. So if we're willing to take that, if we're willing to remove that from this earth, we are willing to do anything. You can call that heavy. You can be like, Loki, that's fucking really heavy for 8 a.m. in the morning, 9 a.m. in the morning, wherever you are. It's really heavy that we live in a world where it's okay to kill innocent children, where we make excuses for it, where we turn the murderer into the victim. That's what's really messed up. That's what hurts. There are individuals that fight day and night to protect babies, to protect children, to to protect those who cannot protect themselves. And the ones that cannot protect themselves are babies. It's not a brown guy that jumped over a fence into your country. It's not a rapist that got let out of a prison and hopped a fence into your country. It's a baby. You know what? If a country doesn't want its babies, fine. Send the babies here. We will take care of them. But an adult, hell no, you don't get asylum. I'm sorry. You live where you live. That's your problem. That's your issue. But baby doesn't have any rights. Baby is now controlled by the mother. Because apparently babies belong to mom. Just look at the courts. Look at the fathers that are like, dude, she's a drug addict. She doesn't have a job. I work. I'm clean. No, sir, you don't get anything to do with that. No, we can't give you custody because reasons. I know. The telehealth bullshit. I can't stand that. My doctor, so my GP, my general practitioner, did that once. And it was like the day before, I get a call from the nurse. Hey, he's stuck at this conference. Can he do a telehealth with you? And I said, yes, but I don't ever want to do this again unless something similar happens. I said, I'm okay with it as far as like, he's stuck and he can't see me tomorrow. That's cool. But this is not a regular thing. I will find another doctor if it becomes a regular thing. I put my foot down because I don't want to see a doctor over a fucking computer. I want to actually go to a doctor and see a doctor and talk to him. That's my choice. There are mentally ill bitches that want a free pass on every horrible thing they do. Moloch cannot feed himself. No, it's true. Neither can Baphomet. And Baphomet eats a lot. Good morning. Good morning, Jill. Great show with Jedi yesterday. Great show with Jedi. So what are you going to do? Guys, you have to fight. You have to fight. You have to fight. What do you mean hypocrite? Including anchor babies? I'm talking about all babies. That's not hypocritical. You don't want your baby? Send them here. Country doesn't want its baby? Send them here. You know how many people here want to adopt a kid? You know how many people here want to take care of a kid? I'm not talking about anchor babies and bullshit. I'm saying we don't let in the 20 to 30-year-olds that are military age that don't want to work, that want to live off the system, that want to bullshit compared to a baby. You know what? You don't want your babies? Send them to the U.S. We will take care of them. But we're not going to take care of your grown-ass adults that you just let out of prison. That's not hypocritical. That's smart. That's the way it is. That's the way it should be. Doctor also cannot properly assess your health without being in person. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. An emergency like that, I am okay with. Okay, I've done that once. If something happened with my doctor again, because I really like my GP, I would deal with that. But I'm not going to do that every week. I'm not the telehealth dude. I want to go into the office. I want to speak to the doctor. Why? Because I want to talk to him and be able to explain what is going on with me. I am not in the best health. I have done a 180-degree turn over the last 4 years and take care of myself 1,000 times better. But the damage is already done. I screwed up. And I did not take good enough care of myself. And I am now paying the price for that. Dude, I want to tell you something. Right now, I am going through 9 kinds of bullshit to get relicensed. I am going through 9 kinds of bullshit to get relicensed. Everything I'm doing to do with YouTube or video editing, I am doing for free. Group sessions, AA meetings, NA meetings, all of that shit I am doing for free. I am not getting paid because I am trying to build up enough hours so I can be relicensed. I would give anything to have that done and be working for a better paycheck right now. Instead, I'm doing this, I'm video editing, and I'm doing anything else I can freaking do to make a buck. Not because I have to, not because Eris is waiting, going, I want your paycheck, give me your paycheck. Eris is the most understanding woman I've ever met. It is because I want to contribute more. I want to work. I do not want to sit on my ass. I do not want to be home video editing and doing nothing but living in the YouTube sphere. I would give my left fucking nut for my license back right now. Just so I could go, I'm going to work. I'm bringing home a steady paycheck. Here's the paycheck. Not that she would take it. She'd be like, no, you keep it. But the simple fact that I am providing more and bringing more to the table. For some of us, that's all we want. Just like during COVID, we just wanted shit to get back to normal. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think all the fraud that happened during COVID, everybody just goes, oh, well, they're doing it. We can do it. Women look at Lindsay Clancy and go, she did it. I always wanted to do it, but she did it. I can relate to that. It was a good experience for me. I wouldn't do it for anything else. I agree. Physically seeing a doctor is the best way to go. Yeah. And it's that simple. I do not want to do this telehealth shit. I will not do this telehealth shit when I start practicing again. It's not going to happen. I will not do telehealth shit. I will not do shit on a laptop over a computer. I don't care if I make money from it now. Well, this person cannot see you. Okay, I will recommend them to see somebody else. You pay for a half hour or an hour to go to a therapist. You're going to get that in person. You're not going to get it over a computer. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Your left nut, is it smaller than the right one? Is that why you'd give it? No, they're exactly the same. They're twins. Twinsies, as Daryl says. Twinsies. Good morning, Penny. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here, Penny. Just fucking be normal. It's not too much to ask. Be chulo. How hard is that? How hard is it just to be normal? Be Mikey coming out the window. Just is it that difficult? It's not that difficult. It's not that hard to be a genuine good human being. Oh, but that's so much work, Loki. And so many people are going to hate you. I get that. People hate me. People hate me for saying, hey, get your shit together. Hey, quit the nonsense. Get your shit together. I refuse to do online or phone doctor visits, Loki. I'm right there with you. Valhalla Records still going to happen? Yes. Actually, me and Pops were going over that. I don't know if I can show you this. So Pops sent me this. I'll see if I can like forward it to my, before I get out of here. Let me see what I can do here. Copy. See if we can copy this and paste it over on over in Twitter, and I'll show you. There we go. Team Valhalla. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully we won't get shut down for this. Hopefully they won't be like, oh my God, copyright. Let's see. We want to share screen. Let's see. Look at that. This is the dream. This is the dream of Valhalla. Oh no, it's not coming up. Son of a bitch. Okay, hold on. Share this tab instead. This is the dream. This is the idea. Is a record shop. Look at all the cool shit, the guitars, the records, vinyls, the goodies. You've got DVDs, you've got all kinds of CDs, you've got all kinds of cool junk. Look at that big record in the window. This is the dream of Valhalla Vinyl. This is the dream of putting together a vinyl record shop that has all kinds of cool stuff, and it's screwed up because it's like, oh, you've got to do this, or we're not going to let you watch. Fuck Facebook. Honestly. Ugh. But the idea is there. We were going over it today. He was like, I could have my movies and my DVDs and all this in one part of the store, and we could have, vinyl records in the other part of the store. And I was like, that's exactly the kind of stuff I'm looking at. We have, vinyls and pops and all that shit. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. The dream is alive and well, and it's physical media. It's physical media. Come in, trade your stuff in. I know a guy that got like 10,000 records for $1,000. He got boxes and boxes of records for $1,000. And like that it's so not bad. You get a couple of those, you put that together, put them in a store, and there you go. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You've got a record store going. You build it into that. You build it bigger and bigger and bigger. That's the dream. There will be Empire Records cosplay at Valhalla Records. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. We will do an Empire Records cosplay at Valhalla Vinyl. At Valhalla Records, yes. So, all right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for being here for The World's Gone Mad. I understand this is everybody's cup of tea, but I appreciate everybody that legged it out with me, that's still here. You guys rock, kick ass, take names, chew bubble gum. And did I ever scold Old Gamer 72 Cutlass? And I think I did. Pretty sure I did. If not, well, here you go.
Long live the fighters!
Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak brand enter. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, Valhalla.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.